Hi everyone, it's Mario Vegas and welcome back to the Tank Zone. Yes, as you can see, we will gonna talk about World of Tanks today and probably in following episodes as well. Quite frequently, we will gonna talk about World of Tanks. And today we will gonna talk about and learn how to pick a right equipment for your tank. If you just started to play this game, there are quite a lot of stuff to learn and there are quite a lot of numbers in terms of stats and things like that, which could be a little bit probably overwhelming if you just started to play this game. The first thing we should determine which vehicle we want to play and equip. As example, I will take M4A1 Shaman. It is a tier 5 medium tank. As you can see, it is not equipped. And which equipment do we need on this tank? How we will gonna play this tank? Oh, these are good questions. And that's why I will offer you a quite simple algorithm with 3 steps how you can easily determine which exactly equipment you need on this particular tank or any other tanks, whichever you play. It doesn't matter which model you pick. The first thing you must do is to compare this vehicle to its counterparts. Compare apples to apples, not apples to carrots. So in this case, we must compare this vehicle, this medium tank tier 5, to other tier 5 medium tanks. So to get a little bit more knowledge and sense and comparison where it stands in between other competitors, which it will gonna potentially encounter on a battlefield, right? So, and from there we will determine pros and cons, what this tank has. Firepower. Let's take a look overly on firepower. 103 firepower points. If we compare to other tanks, as you can see, we can slide back and forth. It's not bad, actually. It stands in between, best by firepower in tier 5, if we talk about medium tanks. Let's break it down. Average damage. Quite good average damage, 110 stock. Average penetration, well, not bad as well. Let's take a look at these two stats. These are quite good. Yeah, basically, our tank has good average damage and average penetration. Let's go further. Rate of fire, 16.47. Well, it's quite a medium, I would say. In comparison, yeah, it drops, falls down in somewhere in between other counterparts. So, gun traverse speed. Same, I would say, for gun traverse speed. Next one on our list is gun depression. Minus 12 degrees. Minus 12 degrees, it is quite good, if not say very good gun depression. As you can see, only this Japanese tank has minus 15 gun depression, which is impressive, you know, if you pick to play from hull down positions. But minus 12 gun depression for our shaman, what it suggests us? It suggests that we can and we must take that as our tank's advantage and fight from hull down positions as much as possible, and wherever it is possible to get advantage of this brilliant gun depression. So this is another pro. Aim time 2.01 second. Let's take a look. It is quite average for TM. All right, it's quite average for TM. Next one on our list would be dispersion. Dispersion 0.44. So far looks quite large dispersion, but it's not a con because it falls in between average values for T again. And DPM, average damage per minute, 1812, which is which looks quite nice. So far we got pros damage, we got good penetration, good DPM, gun depression, which can be used for hold down positioning. And one thing I forgot to mention, if you have a good damage rates and good penetration, you can use HE shells as much as possible wherever it's possible to inflict larger damages on lighter targets or targeting weak spots on tanks. Survivability. Quite good survivability overall, 48. If we compare to other counterparts, you can see it's quite not to stand out particularly, but it falls in between best ones. All right, and here we can see that our tank's turret armor is much thicker than its counterpart's turret. It's 76 millimeters frontally, so it's quite good. Look at that. Most of them has lower than that. All right, this is another pros what we can put in our list. So let's go further and look at mobility. We cannot see same good benefits from our mobility because our tank is quite moderate by these stats. If we take a look at traverse speed, for example, it's doesn't really stand out. And if we compare top speeds, well, we could say it's average as well for top speeds. So it is not a pros, it is not a con, so it's average. Concealment. So our shaman doesn't really stand out in this parameter, rather than it's underperforming. So it has not good concealment percentage, only 12%, and most of other tanks, other medium tanks in tier 5 have much better parameters, much better concealment in both stationary and when they're moving. So, and last section is spotting, view range 348. However, I don't know and I do not understand why it shows 348, because the stock stats for this tank is 330 meters spotting range, which is average for TM. So, next step in our easy algorithm how to pick right equipment for our tank is to decide how we will gonna play it in a game. Let's decide about tactics and things to consider are those pros and cons we just found out about this tank. Let's go quickly through them. We found out that it has good damage, good penetration, can use HE as alpha damager, good DPM, good gun depression, which can be used for hull down positioning, good survivability, and turret armor specifically. So, and cons were, well, moderate average mobility, not very good top speed, not very good traverse speed, so mobility it could be a bit sluggish in a game, and camo factor. So, and now let's take in consideration those things. Pros and cons first, then upgrade modules what we can pick through the tech tree, And then third one, which is as well very important, your personal preferences, how you feel, how you can perform in a game. Based on available gun options for this tank can be played effectively at least in two different ways. It's depending which gun you pick. If you pick 105mm M4 gun, which has higher average damage and higher average damage per minute, then this tank can be combined with other tanks and the vehicles in battle groups to provide high damage punch and use HE shells to target lighter targets and heavier target weak spots as much as possible. So it is in a case if you pick this gun, but it has longer reload, lower average penetration, rate of fire drops, dispersion is bigger, and the aim time is longer as well. If you prefer to engage your targets from a longer distances, then you must definitely pick 76mm gun, which has, in comparison to 105mm gun, this gun has lower average damage, but higher average penetration. Gun load time will be shorter, rate of fire will be higher, average damage per minute, let's compare it. Average damage per minute will be lower, and dispersion will be better, and aiming time will be quicker. So, and here we are at the final step. As I said, this algorithm is very easy. 3 steps. Pros and cons. Determine the way how you want to play this tank, and then you just pick modules. Therefore, for this particular tank, we can pick 2 different sets of modules. First one, I would suggest to pick vents, gun rammer, and gun laying drive. If you prefer to play it as a alpha damage dealer in closer combat, incorporate this tank in a battle groups and use 105mm gun, or pick vents gun rammer and where they are, optics or even telescope if you prefer to play this tank from medium ranges using concealment and your vision advantages. As well, you can use hold down position advantages in both of tactics. It doesn't matter which setup you pick. And basically that's it, how you pick your modules for your newly purchased tank. Thank you for watching and following Tank Zone. Do not forget to subscribe and write down in the comments how you pick your modules for your tanks, which modules probably you use on M4A1 Shaman tank, and anything else which is relevant for this episode. So from now on, I guess I will make regular episodes on World of Tanks. So yes, subscribe, and I will see you in next episode. Have a great day.